the nutrition, the fasting, the macro control, the high calorie overeating, the under eating strategic, the training, daily workouts, multiple workouts a week, training progressively, training intensely, training hard. Those are all instruments, tools to create a man, to create a woman who can do all things, to create the man you admire and always wanted to be. They're not the solution in and of themselves. The nutrition means nothing. The training means nothing. It's not even the cosmetic benefits that we get when we adhere to proper macros, proper fasting regimen, proper workout routine. Progressive overload, gotta get stronger. Gotta do it frequently, consistently. That will chisel your physique into something admirable, something beautiful. That is just the beginning of the journey. I realized that a couple years ago, but as I am more and more aware, enlightened, I guess you could say, I'm just getting older. I realize, I understand that we're using these tools to get multiple outcomes: mental health, physical health, cosmetic benefits, aesthetic benefits, strength, capability, durability, resiliency. All these things are great, but in the grand scheme of things, they mean nothing. These are vain goals that have no true meaning. The true meaning is in the creation of the person, creation of the who, the you. And this, my brothers, is exciting. A lot of you watching me right now as I speak, you don't know what I'm talking about. It's because you have not even reached that first level where you get in shape, where you discipline your eating, where you discipline your mind and body and lifestyle. You still think high level living. You still think the good life is in drinking booze, overeating on junk food, living out your vices every single day, living for these cheap dopamine hits that lead nowhere good. In fact, they only lead to misery and a meaningless existence. The meaning of your life has been given to you already, but you have to work for it. You have to carve it out. You have to chisel it out. Like we do with the physique, it's the same with your purpose. And you will only understand this when you're working towards your purpose. It's not when you're standing still, you're meditating, you're having all these lovely thoughts. It's in the work. It's in the progress. It's in the process that you understand what it is that you need to do in this life. First and foremost, you got to get this vessel, this body in shape. You cannot live happily. You cannot live a content life, a content existence, looking like a bag of potatoes. It's never gonna happen. Unfortunately or fortunately, this is how we were created. So there's certain things that you have to do physically in order to elevate to the next level in life. But then you also realize that the physical is just a byproduct of following one's calling, of listening to the voice and following the instructions. You have to do certain things in this life. So do I. Your responsibility probably look nothing like mine. But in many cases, they overlap. In many cases, we're called to do the same thing, you and I. One of those things is to respect this body that we've been given, to treat it properly, to feed it properly, to train it, to sharpen our skill set for the benefit of our people. Not for our ego, not for our own glory, for our people, for society, for the world, for God. This is what you're called to do. But don't skip on level 1, which is getting in shape. And don't get lost along the way like I did, thinking that this new diet that I've found, this new workout program that I found, is the end result, is the final destination. No, my brother. This is the beginning. You figure out what works for you and you use it. Use them like tools, like instruments to chisel yourself into the man, into the woman God called you to be. That's all training is. That's all dieting is. Unless you are making your living, unless your life's purpose is your training, is your nutrition, you're a professional athlete, you're a professional coach. That's different. But for most of you watching this, that's not the case. So don't make your nutrition, don't make your style of eating, your style of training, the center of your existence. It should never be that important. It is super important, but it should never have that priority in your life. Priority is always to respect your calling, to respect and love your people, to respect, honor, and glorify God. And we do that through the training, through our nutrition, through adhering to the principles that we know inside our hearts are correct, to listening to that voice, we call it conscience, that guides us every single day, telling us what to do, what not to do. You already know what you have to do. It's time you step into action. It's time you place one foot in front of the other, and you never stop.